Very, okay. Comfy? Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Perfect.
Do I look at the camera?
Yes.
Ah!
Are you ready?
You look good.
Yeah, you look great. You look great. Don't worry
Do
about
you
it.
have some makeup with you?
I don't,
I guess I just got to
but
do
we'll
it
make
without
do.
it.
Yeah.
Testing.
Toxic Lumpy.
Okay.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah. My name is Manu. I am from Brazil and I'm a psychology major with a minor in sociology.
Hello, my name is Prasant and I am from Nepal. I came here in 2022 as a master's student in geography.
Hi, I'm Yoshi from Japan. I'm now a business analytics major and I'm a junior.
What's
Good.
going on, my people? You know the vibes. It's your boy Tobi.
Okay.
Hello there, my name is Adrian Tan, better known as Boss to all of you. I'm a Master's in Communications student and it is my final semester here and my final year at UNT.
Hi, my name's Rania and I'm from Germany.
My name is Marina Sestari Maniguso. I'm from Brazil and I'm doing English education. I'm a junior.
Hi, I'm Smarika Shrestha. I'm currently doing mechanical engineering. I'm doing my bachelor's degree and I'm a senior.
Hi, my name is Samara Charles. I'm a junior studying anthropology on the pre-med track and I'm from Puerto Rico.
I'm Yujin Yoshimura and I'm from Japan and the Philippines. I have two home countries.
Hi, I'm Sai. I'm from India. I'm actually doing my master's in business analytics. And this is my third semester. And I'm still excited about it.
Like in my first day, I was in my physics class. So I went there, I talked to a friend, someone just came and sat beside me and I was like, okay, now I'm making friends. Like in Nepal, if someone sits beside you, they're like friends forever for the whole year. But here, the next day, he came and like sat somewhere else. And I was like, oh my God, was I rude or did I do something bad? But then I realized it's normal. Like it's normal. You just go talk to people. They're super sweet. They're super respectful. Yeah, you need to like respect their privacy and they'll respect your privacy as well. So yeah, making friends is easy here. Just go talk to them, enjoy. Yeah.
I have never imagined that I will come here and I will get to know people here. But the most important thing is that when I pass by someone, at least they will smile or they will just greet with good morning, hi and hello, and that was very new to me.
Well, one thing for sure is that since I was born, I had a feeling like I'm not the same as the other people in my community, and like there was a social norm over there in both in Japan and in the Philippines to be normal, to be not so much different from others. Mm-hmm. And that was suffocating for me because that's not what I am. I wanted to be myself, and I just feel easy here because people don't really push you to become normal. You can just be yourself, and how should I say it? Like it's just normal to be different from other people, right?
In Nepal, like people aren't like if you go talk to them, you can find people being rude. Like they're not interested in talking to you. They are not interested in helping you. But in here, like if you go talk to them, if you ask for help, they're super helpful. They're super open. Yeah, I found that really nice.
What really surprised me about making friends in the US is I would say what is referred to as Southern hospitality, which I've come to realize is actually a real thing, is how nice people are in Texas. Things like, how are you doing? Like people are genuinely just, people just genuinely care about each other. At least that's how I feel about living in Texas. So it's been fun. It's fun like getting to know people, and especially as an international student coming from a different country. I think if you're open to like meet new people, you will meet some very amazing people in the United States. So yeah, that's been amazing.
So back home, all the friends I have were the ones I literally made since I was a kid. So I did not have the need to make friends later when I got older. But in the US, it's different because I literally know nobody here. And oh yeah, I kind of feel that everybody just does their own thing, and making friends is easy in my opinion, because whenever you have to meet somebody, they're super friendly, they're really nice, and then you can hang out, you can do something later. But once you're done with that, the next day, you don't even stay in touch with them. So it's interesting and good for me because I'm a person who takes a lot of time for myself. I do my studies, I keep working on myself, and whenever I meet a person by chance or during an event, it's fun because I hang out with them as well and do stuff. So I kind of think it's different over here because in India, I was always with my friends the entire day. And over here, that's not the case.
So in Puerto Rico, you usually have like one friend group, right? And you stick to that friend group. So it just like goes like from years. Like even if you're in the same school, it doesn't matter. You just stay together even if you don't might not like them as much. I don't know why we do that, but I realized that when I got here, it's really normal to have multiple friend groups or like just know one person in a group and then be hanging out with other people. So for me, that's kind of surprising because I was like, oh, okay. Mm-hmm. And that's basically why I have like so many people that I can just be like, oh, I have people from like the combat sports club, which I usually wouldn't hang out with because they're very opposite of what I do. And then I have people from International Social Hour. Mm-hmm. So it's very diverse in comparison to Puerto Rico's.
So in Japan, compared to the US, it's more, I think, closed, the community, because 99% in Japan are Japanese. So it's kind of makes sense. But in the US, it's all about like communication and go out a lot and hanging out with my friends. So it's a huge difference, I think.
From my point of view, it's much more easier to get to know people, and yeah, I'm now here for 2 months and I really feel like I got great new friends. I think it's much more easier here than in Germany.
The international office organize various events such as language accents program, international hours, and that really help international students to make more friends and communicate with them, gain their insight, share culture and so on. And I think that's the easiest way to make friends.
So in Brazil, it's, like I said, a lot more lively and intimate. So if you meet a person for the first time here in the US, you'll either just wave or shake their hand. In Brazil, it's expected that you hug them and give them a kiss either on one cheek or sometimes on both cheeks as just a formal greeting. And I think that really breaks down a lot of the typical icebreakers that you have to do in the US to get to know somebody. And in Brazil, you're just automatically in that, like in the person's space. So you automatically give them a kiss and then it's much more intimate.
I feel it's more, how should I say it? There's more politeness, mm-hmm. or there's some more, how should I word it?
like social rules to follow, that kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Like there's more procedures. There's
mm-hmm.
a step for like how to invite your friend to your home or.
Yeah.
Yes, I think when I first landed at the DFW airport, and then a friend picked me up and I said, hey, let's try tennis, because that was advertised in Malaysia. And I remember, wow, I wanted to try tennis if I came to the United States. And so here I am at the United States, went to tennis, huge plate of bacon, eggs, bread. My goodness, I'm a very scrawny little boy from Malaysia, and coming here, the whole plate felt like 3 servings, and so I could eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
And I love that most Latinos are late, so they can back me up on that. You know, it's not just Brazilian time, but yeah, first Thanksgiving, first Friendsgiving that I went, right? I showed up like kind of 2 hours later. And not because I was celebrating with my parents. No, because we don't celebrate Thanksgiving in Brazil. So I was just, you know, I'll show up an hour or two later because, you know, people will start warming up, like the party will start like, you know, just starting. Like no one starts eating right at the time that you scheduled it, right? Well, I got there 2 hours later and the food was almost all gone and everyone was ready to go home like already. And I just stayed there for like an hour or two and yeah, and they were like, oh my God, Manu, like, why are you so late? I was like, oh my God, guys, I thought you would just be starting now. And you know, I didn't realize it, when you give a time, it's like on that time. So you have, and people get earlier as well. Like, oh my God. And I'm adjusting myself, you know, and I'm a very late person. So it's been challenging.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
So restaurant culture in Brazil is very lively and it's less, I think, traditional than it is in the US. So in Brazil, you'll regularly see people eating out by themselves and things. And one thing that I noticed about the US is that people don't eat and go to restaurants by themselves on a regular basis. They, you know, really either go with a friend or they don't go at all. And in Brazil, you just go to a restaurant by yourself and you chat with the server and the server will tell you about their lives without you even asking. So.
Well, like, in my opinion, American people tend not to tell you when the others are rude. They just stay away, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God.
I feel like here they like the eye contact is less than in Puerto Rico, especially also like giving hugs and like when you meet somebody like here sometimes I have to find myself asking if I can hug somebody, while in Puerto Rico it's like common courtesy, like if you don't hug somebody it's like you don't like them. So it took me a while to get accustomed to like not getting hugs or like asking for hugs. So yeah.
Yes, well, it's just the accessibility of like restaurants in the US. I found that very interesting. I used to have to, you know, to go like 2 hours, take a 2 hour trip before I got to the next fast food restaurant. But in the US, you've got basically restaurants like in very close proximity to each other. So there's so many options and sometimes it actually gets overwhelming. So yeah, the culture is very different in terms of like proximity to each other.
So in India and US, the difference is tipping and service. So the first thing I'm going to talk about tipping. This is something I knew about US, that you got to tip every meal, but then I just didn't know how painful it is when you're tipping people. and whenever you go to a restaurant, the most annoying part about tipping is you got to calculate the amount you got to put in. So let's say you spend $15 and then you got to calculate 10%, 15%, 20%, how much ever you want to tip. And then the calculation part is a bit complicated. So it might take a while, get a calculators out. And back home, you just have to tip how much ever you wanted to. But over here, it kind of feels like you got to tip a 15 to 20% every time. And then it's kind of complicated when you order something worth $26, $27. So that's annoying. And service. Back home, we have beautiful service. We have amazing service. We're like the kings. The customer is the king. But kind of feels like the person who serves is the king over here, king or queen. And it just gets annoying that whenever they don't get you something for your order and you ask them about it, they're super rude to you. And they want you to go and get it, even though it's their fault. So this is kind of uncomfortable for me, but you learn. You learn.
In Japan, we go out a lot at night and like drinking a lot. I think it depends on the person, of course. But in the US, it's strict, like drinking and like driving, of course. So just to be careful about it.
Yeah.
Oh, politeness here. It's in Brazil. Okay, so in traffic, it was like after a year that I started driving here that people told me, or that I learned, that people don't honk here. And it's very disrespectful to honk.
So what's for me really different that you have to wait until you're 21 to drink alcohol. So in Germany you can start drinking beer and wine if you're 16. So that's a huge difference. And also I think driving is a little bit different in Germany, but yeah.
Some people have told us before, not for these, but in other things like filling up gas was really surprising.
Oh
and
my
stuff
god,
like that.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
You can actually do yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's so cool. I love that. I love the autonomy of just going to the because when I was little, my dream was to be a cashier. Because that was so freaking amazing, right? You just put like beep and beep. You know, I had this little cashier thing when I was little. So I'm just realizing my dream of paying my own things in the, what's it called? The self-checkout. Yep, that's amazing. I love that. And putting my own gas as well, that's very cool. Sometimes I'm scared that I'm gonna like spill it over and I'm gonna explode the whole thing. But I guess that's okay. I haven't done that yet, so yeah. I wasn't expecting to have a whole list of core classes that went from like algebra to history to like very basic classes, and you don't have that in Brazil. You have like more major focused.
Being a graduate student, the education system in Nepal is more focused on books and study materials, but the research, the education system in the US and especially at the University of North Texas is research based, and you get more involvement with your professors, and that really intrigued me.
So the academics especially in high school in Brazil compared to the US, Brazil is very structured. The school hands out a booklet that every teacher has to fill out and use in their classroom. It's not quite like a textbook. It has all the questions in there already, so the teacher takes what they see in the textbook and teach it pretty much word for word. Very little room for creativity. They don't use presentations very much. They don't really use PowerPoints. And here in the US, you get projects in the classroom, group projects. Teachers are able to make prezzies and show videos and all that stuff. So yeah.
Yes, I think especially academics were more stricter and fast-paced in so from Malaysia, it's the British system, so it's fast-paced. It's 1 year, there's 3 semesters, 2 long semesters and 1 short semester, and so we are forced to complete it within those period. And so when I came to the US, it was quite relaxed, because you have 2 long semesters and you have a very big summer holiday, and so that for me was a blessing.
Something very different here is that you join the university by yourself. So, and in Brazil, you join with a whole class. So the classes that you're going to be taking with the same people every single semester. So I feel like that's easier to make bonds and make friends and everything. And that's something that I thought I would have here, but not really, which made like making friends a little bit harder. And you graduate with the same people there. And here, like, you're most likely not going to. But yeah.
So in India, I don't think this was a surprise, but this is just how it was. In India, I just studied before the exam, which typically everybody does. But over here, doing that will actually not work, because there's just so much of stuff you got to read. There's just so much of stuff you got to be up to date with. So you just got to keep on studying and always be in touch with your classes and always being in contact with the professor, so that you exactly know what's happening on with that field, and you exactly know what what the course wants you to learn. So I believe that you got to keep learning and keep working every single day so that you can just do better and learn so much from it.
What really surprised me academically is how much support there is for students in the United States compared to Belgium. And also, getting into college in Belgium is as simple as just registering. But I did realize that people get a little bit more worried whenever applying into college in the US compared to Belgium. But once in college, students in the US get a lot more support. You know, you've got the writing centers, you've got the math lab, you've got office hours, SI sessions. So the support system is really there for students as long as you make use of it. So.
Yes, I think one shocker was that the informality of things. When I first came to UNT, my professors told me not to address them by their last name, instead address them by their first name. Like, so, for example, my favorite professor named Karen Anderson-Lay. She said, "No, please call me Karen." I was like, "Oh, okay." It's like, that's very unusual because back in Malaysia we would call ma'am or sir, stuff like that, or doctor. So it was a bit odd for me. And then, it's just so it's so free in the sense that you can do whatever you want in class. You can not listen to the professor, or you could listen to the professor, or you could be playing on your phone or stuff like that. Whereas in Malaysia, you're not allowed to do such a thing because there is a social norm whereby if an older person is speaking to you, you ought to pay full attention to them. And so that is what I've been programmed with, and for those who are my students would know that that's the style which I do with. So yeah, there's very different cultures.
So in Nepal, it's more of like learning theoretical knowledge. Like we have like very rare opportunities to work in the field. Like I'm doing bachelor's, but here I've got many opportunities of research and also talking to my teachers regarding their projects. But in Nepal, it's very limited. So there it's more bookish knowledge, but here we're learning practically.
Before coming to UNT, I guess I would have liked to know like some of the slang, because in Puerto Rico, obviously we have slang, but it's very different. And here it's mostly like based on trends. So sometimes I have to like be like, Urban Dictionary, what does this word mean? And then like verify with my friends and be like, is this actually what it means? So yeah, definite slang. And then just like being okay with sometimes not understanding what's going on, but like also not being afraid to ask for help to understand it.
One thing I wish I would have known, maybe more English, when I moved to the US, but before coming to UNT, I think learning that college culture was not as strict as high school culture in Brazil. Because college, you can just, you do stuff on your own time. It's not really based on textbook. It's more learn at your own pace with tests.
Before I came to UNT, I had never imagined of making a lot of friends. I was really intense and stressed out because I'll be in a new place, and I thought that I will not make any friends over here, but I made the friends, and thanks to International Office for organizing super events where we can share our culture, we can share and celebrate as well, and we got to learn about more cultures about other countries that are represented on campus. And I just want to let new international students to don't stress out too much. You'll just get along with it.
I would say English. Yes, I still learning English to improve my communication skills. So English and how to make friends, how to communicate, how to use the body language and make friends.
For me, I would say time management. Like I always end up cramming last minute, doing my work, doing my assignments. Yeah, that is the thing that I would love to learn right now as well, because I still struggle. So that would be my main concern.
I wish I had told myself that it's not as intimidating. It's never as bad as it feels, and that it does get easier, and that you just have to enjoy the moment. And yeah, I think that's what I wish I knew, was the support is gonna be there for me. Because what really concerned me moving to UNT was moving from a campus of 5,000 people to a campus of, I don't know, 40,000 people was pretty like intimidating to me, and didn't really know what to expect. But wish I had just told myself, I mean, just get there and enjoy, and it's gonna be okay. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I wish I knew coming into UNT is it does get easier, it does get better once you settle in.
So if I had the opportunity to like talk with myself back in 2020, I would say like, just breathe, you know, everything will be okay. It is different, but there are people that you will connect with and that you will identify, like you will connect in so many ways that you're similar with, and it will be okay, you know. And yeah, I feel like that would be it, I guess.
The largeness or the vastity of it, of the university. First time I came here, I was like, whoa, I did not know where was the gym or which building was it at, because roughly all of it looks rather the same. And so there was also a very long distance that you have to walk with. See, I come from Malaysia. From my university was all right. It was very humbling, I must say. It was one building straight. And so coming to a big university like UNT, oh my goodness, it was a very happy feeling, because you know you get to see a lot of things, do a lot of things, and venture out into the various faculty, the resources, and I think that's a great pleasure for any foreign students coming here.
If I was going to give advice to new students coming to UNT is it's probably to just be open to new possibilities. Don't be intimidated by the new environment. Be open to meeting new people, and just enjoy the experience in general. You know, just enjoy it. You're going to have some highs, you will have some lows, but in the end, just make the most of it, you know. But academics wise, and also, you know, socially, hang out, meet with your professors, attend office hours, make use of the resources available to you, be respectful to people's culture, and you know, it's going to be okay, you know.
Be ready for the shock. Well, there are a lot of things that you can experience here that it's so much different from what you read in a book or watch in movies or dramas. Like, having it as a knowledge is so much different from experiencing it. So be ready for that.
I think everything is new. So just go out, talk to people, communicate with people, and you know, it's all about like communication. So yes.
It's okay. I think that would be my advice. Like, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be scary for like a week, but the environment is super supportive, and the more people you meet here, the better it's gonna be. Everyone's super friendly. So
yeah, come here, enjoy it, enjoy the time. It's a great experience. Yeah.
The first prioritize, you must prioritize your education at first, and don't forget to have fun and participate in the events.
Get out there. Go to every event that you have time for. Because if I had not chosen to go to International Social Hour the first week, because I was like, you know, I don't know anybody. I don't have any friends, so let's see. And I met all my friends I've met there. and it's been great. So definitely get out there. Don't be worried of what people are gonna think of you, and just show up, because you'll find amazing people.
An advice that I would give is try to find people within a group that you identify with, whether if that's like sports or a club like LGBTQ, or try to connect in like hobbies and ideas. And oh my god, UNT has so many clubs and so many things. And if it's or even try to find people from your own country, or from similar countries that have similar cultures. And I know that connecting with other people is very important, and connecting with Americans is very important as well, to learn about the American culture, the American like way of living and whatever. And you're also in America, you want to practice your English and meet Americans. But like, it's okay to sometimes have some people that remind you of home, and some people that that like show you that you're not alone in the struggles that you're facing, and that they're facing similar struggles, which is something that I found within like my international friends. I connected better with international friends because we had those many things in common. And I feel like that's okay, even if you're in the United States. Yeah.
For international students, I would ask them to like go make new friends, join student organizations. You'll meet a lot of new people, you'll learn a lot from other people as well. And also enjoy. It's not just about like, you're already here in US, try to learn more, learn about other people, learn about culture. Yeah, that's the way to go. Yeah.
My advice to you people is, number one, know which department can help you out. There are like so many departments over here. The day you come in, just make sure which department helps you with what issue. Because a lot of people face a lot of difficulties when they need something, they just don't know which department can help them out, and they spend so much time figuring out which department can help them. For example, academic, you got to change your course, and then you just don't know which department. It is academic advisors, but then people just move all around campus, they walk all around campus, they waste their precious time, and it's just so stressful that you just don't know which department can help you out. So one big advice for me is to exactly know which department can help you out.
Yes, I think the biggest advice that I would give is to be in mingling more with other students. I understand that we, as an international students, we have been programmed to feel, okay, it is something foreign to us, and so we shouldn't change ourselves too much. But I do not think this is a question of changing or not, more of exploring. You see, so if I were to come all the way here and just to mingle with other Malaysians, that would not be a fulfilling experience. Because imagine you come all the way, you paid so much money, and you just come here and just to mingle with your own people. I feel that's a very sad day, because you have the opportunity to meet other Americans, other international students, and to use the resources here and to be better in discovering yourself. And I think that is why every one of us wants to come to the United States, because we have something to prove, or we want something to discover, or something to learn about. And I think when you were to come to UNT, it is the place which does that precisely. And we have a great international community here by the International Affairs, and so there is a community there to aid and support and to be your friends. And that is what we want to do for all international students coming to UNT.